Hi friends, this is Anna Hellman with Scrapping, Stamping, and Stuff, and I'm here today with a little bit different project than usual. I have a themed blog hop coming up where I am supposed to make a project with the theme of "You got this." So something like encouragement or motivation, and I was having a hard time coming up with what I wanted to make, and because normally I'm making these things for other people, and I didn't have anybody in mind or any particular project. Then I realized I've been wanting to make a vision board for myself for months, and I just hadn't sat down and taken the time to do it. And I thought, what better time to make something encouraging and motivating than to use this as my opportunity to make this vision board for myself. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what a vision board is here, and then we are going to finish mine, and I'll show you what it looks like. So a vision board is a visual representation of the things you want to accomplish, your goals, your dreams, the things that you are working towards, and the person that you want to be. So I don't know about you. I think, especially right now, I think it's easy for the world to kind of drag down my thoughts to a place that I don't want them to be, and it's not who I am. So I believe, and there's research that backs this stuff up, that if I see these things that I want to be, that I'm working towards, that it's going to help me keep my thoughts in that positive place where I can be working towards these things. So let's talk about how to make one. Basically, you're going to gather images that represent your goals. So I guess the first step is to figure out what you really want. And I'll tell you this, I actually went through this exercise during a Stampin' Up! Leaders conference this past week, where you close your eyes, you sit down and you breathe, you kind of shake out your arms, make sure you're really relaxed. Close your eyes and think through your life. You can think about 1 year from now or 5 years from now. Think about your life from the moment you walk up until the moment you go to bed in a lot of detail, very detailed. So what time do you wake up? Do you hit your snooze, or do you jump out of bed when that alarm goes off? Do you walk to the bathroom first? Where do you go? Do you wash your face? What do you do? Brush your teeth? Go eat breakfast? What do you eat for breakfast? And go through your day step by step. Where's your office? What's it look like? What are you doing with your time? Who are you spending time with until the moment you go to bed that night? And then after that, think through, well, what are my goals? Where do I want to be? What do I want to work towards? Write those things down. Those can be your goals and the things you're working towards. Then, bringing your vision board in, you start finding images that represent those things. Now, a lot of times people sit down with magazines and cut out pictures and find things that represent those goals. I decided for my life, I wanted it to be more personal. I decided to pick out pictures that represent the things I'm working towards for some of this from my actual life. For example, this one right here. This is a picture of my daughter and I on Easter this past year. Okay, we did not celebrate Easter like any other year. We celebrated it here at home with no other family. But you know what? We made it the best day we could. We dressed up. We pretended like we were going to go to church. We dressed up. We watched church on TV. I made a big meal just for Matt and Kelsey and myself. So we had our Easter feast. We went and took a walk in the woods. We had a really good day, even though it wasn't the Easter we might have hoped for. So this represents making the best of every situation to me. So find pictures that represent those things. Make sure you find a picture to represent everything. And I'll explain mine here in a second. After you have your pictures, you need to attach them to something. A lot of people use poster boards for this. I have a really nice 12 by 12 frame that is made to frame a scrapbook page. So I decided I'm going to use this frame. I grabbed a piece of 12 by 12 designer paper, and I'm going to make my vision board on this. Okay, so you'll attach everything. Then you put this in a place that you see often. And when you look at it, you are to visualize yourself doing the things you want, eating healthy foods, taking care of myself and exercising, earning that next incentive trip through Stampin' Up, whatever your goals are, you want to visualize this. There is a lot of research and a lot of people who back this up, that if you visualize yourself accomplishing these things, that it helps to manifest that they actually come true. And people, I've read books, I've listened to people swear that this stuff works. So we're going to try it out, and I would love for you to try it out with me. So let's talk about my vision board here. I'm going to move a few things around and talk about this. So I decided, like I said, I decided to use a lot of pictures from my personal life of things I want to become better at. Okay, so I have a few here. So this is my husband, Matt. He is wonderful, and marriage needs to come first behind God if our family situation is going to, you know, be good and functional. So I put him right there at the top, along with my picture of making the best of every situation. Then all of our kids are in these pictures, and I decided to use these pictures because this is our life. This is the boys helping Matt in the field. I think they were fixing the seed corn picker, which was broken at the moment. And these are the girls. We went and picked apples one day at the orchard. Both of these pictures were taken last fall. So these are our people. This is our normal life. And I like these because, you know, we're working together. We're doing fun things. It's nothing special exactly, but we're making the best of it. So a couple of other things outside of the family. I want to work to, and I have been working on this, eating better and exercising and taking better care of myself. So did you know that if you search, I did a Google Images search for some of these. So these I pulled off of my Facebook. It was a great place to go find good pictures of things I want to work towards. I did a Google Images search for most of the rest of these things. But like I said, you can use magazines. You can find these pictures anywhere you want. But if you do a Google Images search for healthy foods, there are beautiful pictures of healthy foods. I need to print that whole page off and like hang it on my refrigerator, because it was inspiring just seeing all the pictures of the beautiful healthy foods is what I searched for. And then I clicked on the images link to find all the pictures. So I got those. My faith is important to me, and I am working on spending more time reading the Bible and my devotions. So I put that here. I really like the picture of the open Bible, because that's the point of what I'm working towards, is have it open and use it. This is a picture of me. Well, actually, this was a family day in the field this past winter. We were picking up rocks out of the field, and Matt's dad was working ground. So I like that I am able to help with the farm psalm, and I want to be able to do more of that whenever I'm able to. Being involved in our community is important. I have a picture of our church and the 4-H symbol. These are two things that I have started to get involved with since I moved to my new area last year. But that's important to me. People, community, those are the things that matter. So this is kind of my personal life up here. I decided to sort this. You can do one of these for personal life. You can do a professional one. You can combine them. You can do separate ones. Whatever works for you. I decided to put my personal stuff up there because ultimately that matters most. I have to be happy as a human and in my family before I can be happy with the professional goals I've set for myself with Stampin' Up. So for a reason I will explain in a moment, I have divided my 12 by 12 paper into 2 sections. You'll be able to see this at the end why I did that. But I have pictures here of my Stampin' Up goals. So here is a picture of an in-person class. I am working towards doing more of these since I moved to my new area. COVID has really put a kink in that. So, but I put a picture of that because I really want to start doing in-person classes. This one's going to be front and center. This is my team, my Stampin' Up team from a couple of years ago. We have grown immensely since then, but I do not have an updated picture, so I'm going to use this one. This is a picture of it. Stampin' Up gives awards for the top so many demonstrators, and I am working towards being on that list. That's what that's for. This represents the next Stampin' Up incentive trip. my Google search results for Stampin' Up. I've really been working on my website and increasing my visibility online. And someday I'm going to show up there in those top results. So that's what that's for. This is, so I should mention this, when you're coming up with your goals, you are supposed to do this as if there are no limits. So money is not a limit, time is not a limit, being tied down by children or parents or people you take care of should not be a limit. So this is kind of one of my, actually these next two are ones that are kind of like, they're pretty lofty, but you know what? I am going to put them on here and I'm going to look at them every day and envision them happening. So this would be, this is a picture of Donna Griffith presenting at Stampin' Up! Convention a few years ago. She works for Stampin' Up!, but what a dream of mine is to be a presenter at one of our conventions. I think that would be so much fun. And so yeah, I'm putting a picture of that on there. And here, this is probably my loftiest of the goals. But it will happen someday if it is in God's will for me. I want to become one of Stampin' Up's $1 Million Achievers and be able to design my own stamp set. So this is going to be my stamp set I get to design. So now that I have like told you all of my personal stuff and shown this to you, I want to finish arranging this on this paper and then I can finish it up. So this will not take long to finish, but I want my team up here at the top because they have become really important to me and I really am doing what I can to help them. So I want that up at the top. I think I'll put this one of me having a class there, and then I just need to decide what goes over here. We'll go with that. We'll go with that picture of being a presenter. So when you attach your pictures to whatever you have, a board or a frame, you want to use some good adhesive. Oh no, that was wrong. This is too sticky to put in the wrong place. So if you are not a scrapbooker or a card maker, I would suggest using something like rubber cement or glue stick. Elmer's glue is going to warp your pictures and make them not look nice. You want this to look nice because you're probably going to be looking at it for a while and you want to look at it often. So make it look nice and make it look like something that will actually inspire you. So how do I want to arrange these? We'll go with that. So come up with an arrangement you like. If you want to mix everything up, that works. Like I said, I divided mine in categories so that when I'm looking at it, it kind of helps me divide it up. I can look at the personal things and focus on them. I can look at my Stampin' Up! Goals and focus on them. So I'm curious how many of you have heard of vision boards. I know, I'm trying to remember how long ago I actually heard of these for the first time, but I have been wanting to make one, and here we are finally. So I'm hanging these down a little bit lower for a reason that I will show you right now. So here is my frame, and you may not be able to see this entire thing, but I will do my best to make sure you can. So the reason I cut this into two pieces is because I have this ribbon across here, and it looked kind of silly just covering up my 12 by 12 page, and I thought, well, I need to put something on there. So I decided to cut this so that I can still see everything above here, and then I can move this other part down to the bottom and hang a few things here without covering up things that are important. So I have some magnets. I'll put my magnets on here to hold that on, and I need to put some magnets on here too. So let's talk about this little ribbon. I decided, so stamping is what I do. Those of you who follow me all the time know this. I wanted to make some cute little cards. Okay, so I'm thinking about when the day comes that I achieve some of these goals. I don't know about you. The way I am, if I reach a goal, I usually am like excited and appreciate it for a day or a couple of days, or maybe a little longer depending on what it is. And then I move on and I kind of forget that I worked so hard and that I just accomplished something really cool, and I'm already on to the next thing. So these are my cards to myself that when I reach one of these goals, I can open it up, and this is going to be my visual reminder that I can leave out on my desk for a little while that I just accomplished something really cool that I worked really hard for. So I have this little card. I made these with our ridiculously awesome stamp set. Now, if you don't know anything about stamping, make sure you check out my videos. I've got a playlist called Learn to Stamp, and you can kind of learn the basics, and then I have lots of videos on other things related to this. But so I made these 2 cute cards, and I am going to attach them to this little ribbon. I don't want them to cover anything up. But we'll put these on so that those are kind of my reminders that when I reach one of these goals, I'm going to open those up and be a little reward for myself. I thought I would hang some other little things on here too. Like this is a pin I received for a recent accomplishment I had. So I'm going to put that on there. And maybe if I find other little motivating things, I will add them as well. I did stamp a few pieces with this ridiculously awesome stamp set that I want to add. And once I finish my ribbon here, then I will attach these and put them in somewhere permanent. So I believe I have shown you everything. So like I said, I just happen to have this frame, but you can do this on a poster board or one of those thick foam boards. You could do this on anything. It doesn't have to be a nice frame like this, but I hope this was helpful. If you decide to make a vision board, I would love to hear about your experiences. If you want to send me a picture, that's great. But if you don't want to share, that is fine too. But I would just love to hear what you think. And I hope you have a wonderful day and that you join in again next time.